Why do so many organizations get strategy wrong? Even some of the world's biggest organizations do strategy poorly and incorrectly credit their success to their personal decision-making skill. Leaders often do what makes them feel good, whether it helps their company out or not. We read the book Good Strategy, Bad Strategy by Richard Rumelt, and we'll break down the key insights between good and bad strategy. The kernel of good strategy contains three main components: diagnosis of a problem, an appropriate guiding policy, and a set of coherent actions. If each stage isn't treated carefully, bad strategy is inevitable. Real quick, for those of you who don't know us, we analyze business frameworks and summarize business books to stay on top of the latest business strategies. UCLA professor Richard Rumelt was previously described by McKinsey Quarterly as a strategy strategist. In his book, Rumelt dispels business myths and offers invaluable wisdom from his years in academia and business. Rumelt believes that at its core, strategy is the identification of critical factors in a situation, plus the skillfully designed, coordinated actions to deal with said factors. It requires awareness of one's resources and capabilities and a sharp understanding of one's industry and its surrounding space. Rumelt wrote that half of what MBA students learn in a strategy exercise is to consider the competition in advance, even when no one tells you to. For example, Kmart filed for bankruptcy in 2002. The company's failure was notable as it focused on international expansion throughout the 70s and 80s and ignored Walmart's innovations in logistics and its growing dominance of small-town discounting. Rumelt had his students theorize on why Walmart did so well. Was it the company's computerized warehousing and trucking system, its lack of a union, or low admin expenses? But if its success was so simple, how come its competitors didn't copy its formula? For instance, Walmart had barcode scanners at checkout in the early 80s, but so did Kmart. The real difference between Kmart and Walmart was a coherence of total strategy. The network, not the store, became Walmart's basic unit of management. This coherence of structure, policy, and actions made Walmart so difficult to compete with. Competitors would have to integrate the entire design of Walmart's strategy to emulate its success. This coherence of strategy protects its advantage. A good strategy does more than provide a goal or a vision. It honestly acknowledges the challenges the company faced and provides an approach to overcome them with action points. For example, the 3D graphics chip designer Nvidia had a rapid rise at the top of the 3D graphics market and passed seemingly stronger firms like Intel. Since Jensen Huang became the CEO of Nvidia in 1999, the company's shares increased 21-fold and outperformed Apple over the next decade. Nvidia's explosion is an example of how outstanding strategy based on Rumelt's kernel approach. First, the company diagnosed a problem. 3D graphic cards were the future of computing, given the almost infinite demand for graphics improvement that came from PC gaming. Its guiding policy was the shift from a holistic multimedia approach to a focus on improved graphics for PCs by developing superior GPUs. Last, its action points were coherent and focused. Nvidia first established 3 separate development teams. Then, it reduced the chance of delays in production and design through heavy investments in specific design simulation processes. Finally, it reduced process delays with the development of a unified driver architecture. All Nvidia chips would use the same downloadable driver software, making everything run more smoothly at all stages for both Nvidia and its customers. Growing at a rate of about 67% per year from 2001 to 2007, Nvidia circumnavigated the design and production bottlenecks faced by companies like Intel. Despite having a similar growth rate, Intel had the effects of its performance increases dulled by process issues. Meanwhile, Nvidia won consumers over with more frequent, top-tier GPUs. Where competitors spread themselves too thin, Nvidia's strategy was well intuitive, focused, and well executed. Execs can utilize strategic leverage, or the focus of attention and resources at the right moment onto a pivotal objective. To use strategic leverage, anticipate the challenges and opportunities with analysis of competitor behavior and market forces. Utilize pivot points to base strategic focus on your organization's sources of strength, and concentrate resources toward said points. Between 1980 and 2008, General Motors suffered from what Rumelt called chain link problems. In a chain link system, performance is limited by the weakest link in the chain. The chain is not made stronger by strengthening the other links if there is a weak link. For instance, improvements to the transmission will do little good as long as the designers make subpar designs where the knobs still fall off of a car's dashboard or where the door panels continue to rattle. These are examples of chain link systems. It's important for leaders to identify and address the worst problems afflicting a company and fix those. Conversely, the excellence achieved by a well-managed chain link system is difficult to replicate. Think about IKEA. The source of IKEA's dominance is its integrated coordination of its policies, including giant retail stores in suburban neighborhoods with free parking, catalogs that effectively replace a sales force, flat pack furniture designs that reduce shipping and storage costs, and so on. To compete with IKEA, a company must implement each stage of the process because each link complements the next. There are 4 major hallmarks of bad strategy. First, fluff, or what Rumelt calls a form of gibberish that masquerades as strategic concepts or arguments. Second, bad strategy fails to recognize or define the challenge that makes overcoming it near impossible. Third, bad strategy mistakes goals as actual strategy. And fourth, bad strategy provides poor strategic objectives. To put this in context, think about the US military research organization DARPA. DARPA explicitly outlines what governs its actions. DARPA focuses its investments on DARPA hard projects, a set of technical challenges that, if solved, will be of enormous benefit to US national security, even if the risk of technical failure is high. DARPA's strategy is more than a general direction. It includes specific policies that guide its everyday actions, which has led DARPA to advancements in various fields, including the development of stealth technology, GPS, nanotechnology, and so much more. DARPA also changes its program managers every 4 to 6 years to limit empire building. This also allows workers to challenge previously held modes of operation. Rumelt also recommends the create-destroy approach. Destroy one's own ideas to test their robustness, and imagine a panel of experts that scrutinizes your proposed solution. For more insights from Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, check out the link in the description. You'll also gain more book summaries and business frameworks that you can customize to your needs from our library. Just check out the link in the description for more.